Hey, why are you still standing around? Get over to the east side.
No!
Yes, sir. Right away.
You, has there been any news from our patrol?
No!
Still no sign.
Fine, Talos, must I do everything myself around here? Hey, move that wagon over to the breach and block that hole. What is it? Who's asking? You must be Rigmor's guardian, right? Then you. You must be Rigmor.
Hey, I'm sorry,
I served with your father in Hammerfell, child. If there's anything you need, anything, just say the word. My sword is yours to command. Hey. Yeah, a courier came by yesterday, handed me a note. It said you were coming and it was about something important, but it didn't mention why. Yeah, they've been testing us all night, probing our defenses. An Imperial charge made of breaching the east wall just before you arrived. Not usually. Up until now it's been a phony war. Then that sly old dog Cassius Varyn decided to sit his legion on the Pale's border with Whiterun. I advised Ulfric to set up a garrison here in case he tried to make a move. Yeah, we both served under Jonna in the Great War. He was in the Legion at the time, I was in the Nord Volunteer Brigade. He disappeared for a time after the treaty. Then we found and saved his sorry ass in the Brenna River in Hammerfell. Apart from the occasional skirmish, as you can see, we keep a respectful distance. For now. But recently there's been a large band of marauders and bandits causing us a problem here in Eastmarch, especially with the locals. They've been quiet lately since we set up camp here, but they've been spotted hanging around near Narzelbur. It's an orc stronghold we trade with not far to the east of here. There's some good people there. The patrol I sent out a few hours ago to check on them hasn't reported back. I was about to head up myself and search for them. Hey, would you and Rigmor like to come along? I could use some backup. Okay, let's head out.
What do you want, Imperial?
need something?
There are stories about you, and dark tidings in Dawn Star.
What is it? Yeah, looks like the bandits have taken the stronghold as well. They would have killed all the orcs for sure. Gods damn it! The murdering scum are not gonna get away with it this time. This far and no further. It's time for some payback. Hey, assholes! Prepare to meet your makers. Ingol's Stormblade is going to cut you a new one.
This is what happens when you send girls to do a man's job, Eagle. Ha ha! Where's your army, Ingal? Back at that summer camp you run? Ha 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 ha!
Who's that you've got with you, your mom?
You ready? I can't tell you how much I'm going to enjoy killing these skeever spawn.
Give up
never
while you
should have
still
come.
can.
Damn you!
Last mistake.
Damn you! Damn you! You never should have done it.
Let's see what you've got.
You're as good as dead. Die!
Victory is yours. I submit.
Enjoy your last breath.
Never should.
Bite.
No more. I yield. I yield. The white snake.
Outmatched.
By Talos, you won't leave here alive. Come on.
Lightweight.
Skyrim belongs to the north.
You okay?
What is it? Hey. These were good people, Guardian.
And you
should've
thought
come
I was just a
sooner.
pretty face.
Maybe then they'd still be alive. Maybe later. I need a little time to myself. Why don't you and Rigmor check the place out? See if there's anything you can use.
By the gods. I don't even know what to say.
What is it? Sure, let's head back. We can talk later. I could use a drink. Hey, if you want a drink, something to eat, knock yourselves out.
Hey, that would be nice.
Hey, Rigmor. Did your father ever tell you about the war?
No, he didn't talk about it at all. I knew he had been a soldier, but I never knew anything until his arrest. The stuff I read about him in books, I didn't want to believe it. It wasn't the person I knew.
Yeah, those scumsuckers in the Imperial City changed all that. Your father was a hero, a true Nord. Our Berserk army sometimes had them running before they even drew their swords. Of course the Altmer fought, and with courage. I respected them for that. But we were all betrayed by the Concordat. Meade sold us out, the bastard.
What was he like? My father, I mean. Really?
Like I said, a true Nord. He never broke the rules of combat. And all of that about war crimes, that was all dog crap. Character assassination that came after the war. Dreamed up by Imperial politicians with their noses buried in Thalmor backsides.
The Empire sold you out?
Hell yeah, but we weren't done with the elves. Not until they rescinded their blasphemy against Talos and restored him to his rightful place among the Nine. Ragnar had all his captains together. He said, "Tell the men they can either go home to their farms or join me in Hammerfell." Every single man, every one of them, roared and bashed their swords against their shields. Girl, that was a sight to behold. Ragnar! 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 We spent a year in Hammerfell. I believe today, true as my word, if we had not been there side by side with the Red Guard, Hammerfell would have fallen. They hated him for that. But I'm still curious about your companion, Rigmor. Let's hear your story. Why are you here? Hey. You've got to be kidding me. This is serious. Yeah, it all seems to make sense, but why should I believe all this? I'm going to look a damn fool if it's not true. Ulfric will have me crucified. What if it's another pile of lies? What if it's not true?
Ingol, it is true. It is. Please.
Enough. When the time comes, I will be honored to fight and die by your side.
No, I didn't mean...
Guardian, go tell your man Rar Bendar, or whatever the hell his name is, he has his army. Leave Ulfric to me. Oh, and if you see that old goat Cassius, tell him I send my regards. Ask him about your father, Rigmor. He has a very tall tale to tell. What is it? Farewell.
this little game.
Not quite good enough, are you?
Look!
Come on!
And you thought I was just a pretty face.
You never should have come.
It's
You heard?
By the gods, I don't even know what to say.
never should have come.
Come on!
Not
You
quite
okay?
good enough, are you?
Okay.
Look! I'm wearing a skirt! A dress! You know, it really suits me. How do I look? I wonder if the Legion wears underwear.
Okay, focus.
Well met. I've been expecting you. This changes things. Have you spoken to Ingle? I bet he does, that old fox. And I take it this pretty young thing is Rigmor?
Well met.
Please, sit and help yourself to refreshments. What is it? There have been raiders crossing the border here and ransacking the farmsteads. I had the outpost built in an attempt to put a stop to them. Does he now? I like to cause him a few sleepless nights from time to time, but these raiders are a more serious cause for concern. My presence has deterred them from this area, but now they are striking other areas and returning to Fort Dunstad. I can't cross over the border into the Pale to deal with them for fear of it being seen as an act of aggression from Dawnstar. Are you suggesting a special operation? I like the sound of that, Guardian. You would have my gratitude. Excellent. It's not far from here. Follow me. Bandits, raiders, and thieves! You have been warned to stay out of Empire territory! You have chosen to ignore the warnings, but I give you one last chance to disband and disperse. You're as good as dead. You're as good as dead. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Never should have come.
And you thought I was just a pretty face.
You never should have come here. You're as good as dead.
Not quite good enough, are you?
You're as good as dead.
Mercy!
You're as good as dead. What is it? Let's check inside this villa. Make sure we got them all.
You're as good as dead.
Won't leave you alive.
Come on! Ugh! Damn you!
Not quite good enough, are you?
You okay?
What is it? Dark days, Rigmor.
Was that really necessary?
Ingol said you knew my dad.
Indeed. I learned a lot from him during the Great... or... his... were unparalleled on the field. We fought at the Battle of the Red Ring together. Later in Hammerfell, he saved my life. I remember it as clear as if it were yesterday. Would you like to hear about that battle?
That sounds great.
The end was drawing near. The battle had been raging for 2 days, and it was the Dominion's final push. They thought they had the victory in their hands, and sent in everything they had. Their elite guards at the front, the rest of their army following behind. Trumpets, conches, shields bashing, horns. The noise was tremendous. The Dominion arrows blocked out the sun and turned the day to night as they made their way steadily up the hill. The wind blew in dark storm clouds from the east and it began to rain. It poured, rolling thunder above our heads. The roar of 10,000 men as General Jonna rode down from the hill to personally dictate the battle. Jonna gave the order, and the Nords charged the Altmer elite guards head on. There was an almighty crashing of shields on steel armor, and the Altmer front line was shunted back 10 yards by the sheer force of the Nord shield wall. They tried desperately to break through it, but the hammers and broadswords behind the wall fell on them time and time again. Still the arrows rained down on us. Still the rain poured down on us, but Jonna made us stand. We waited and waited. Finally, he gave the signal, the Legion to advance in rank and file on their left flank. Our horns and conches sounding, bashing the sides of our shields above the roar of the battle. We inched our way toward until we were 10 yards from them. They came charging on us as one. But our line held, and inch by inch we pushed them back. The clash of steel deafening. Word swept through the ranks that Titus's army had entered the Imperial city. Titus! 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 We roared. Then it happened. The Dominion command left the field. Their army faltered and broke ranks. 15,000 men fling the battlefield, throwing away their weapons, armor, anything that would slow them down was discarded in the panic. The Altmer elite guards stood to and died to a man, refusing quarter offered. Your father was decorated on the field by Jonna himself.
Cassius, you mentioned my dad saved your life?
Ah, yes. I was in the ranks back then. After the Concordat, I left the army and settled in northern Skyrim. I was thinking of buying a mill with my army pension when I heard of the resistance in Hammerfell. So I offered my services to the Redguard High Command. I found myself commanding a battalion, mostly volunteers. We had been attached to the 5th Army, which was making a push deep into enemy-held territory when the treaty was signed. We were cut off and had been ordered out of territory still controlled by the Dominion. Panic started to set in and it became a full rout. The elves descended on us and began cutting us to pieces. Men, women, children.
Women and children?
Dark days, Rigmor. The army was scattered and we had taken on thousands upon thousands of refugees, all running for their lives. The baggage train was 5 miles long. The rivers ran red with blood. It was a massacre. We had to ford the last great river before safety, but we were all stranded on the wrong side of the bank. It seemed there was no hope. The desperation was almost too much to bear. Of course, the soldiers were fighting a desperate rearguard. I myself at the helm of my men. There was at least 50,000 refugees now, only about 2,000 fighting men left. The relief effort arrived and boats were slowly coming across. Women were throwing their babies into the boats. Grown men were sobbing on the bank. Some just gave up. The elves hacked and cleaved their way freely through the mass of bodies. Then we heard it. Everything stopped. Everything went quiet. Even the children stopped crying. The elves held their swords and gaped in the direction of the sound. It was like a pulsating, rolling thunder, as if the sky itself was being torn apart. Then we saw it. The banner of Ragnar the Red, coming over the crest of the hill. 2 golden gilded longhorns each side which sounded like the call of the anger of the gods. The thunder was the Nords bashing their swords against their shield wall. Then came the battle cry of 3,000 berserkers as they charged into the mass of Dominion troops. Even though they were outnumbered 3 to 1, the roar and cheer from both sides of the bank as the berserkers slew and slew and slew. The elves routed. Oh, how they ran. They were shown no mercy. No quarter was given. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. Ragnar rallied the remaining Redguard, held rearguard himself until every single survivor was brought to shore safely. I owe your father a debt of gratitude I could never repay. He was eventually blamed for that massacre. Rigmor, if ever you need me to testify, to clear your family name, I will be there in a heartbeat. You should be very proud of your father. He was greatly feared by his enemies and loved by his friends.
I think I now know why he never talked about the war. Thank you, Cassius. I'll remember that offer.
Now it seems things have come full circle, and total war could once again be upon us. It is such a pity that fool Ulfric seems to think it wise to pitch brother against brother. And for what? Freedom from the Empire? Skyrim needs the Empire. All this bickering, so petty. What is it he shouts? Skyrim for the Nords? I wonder what he has in store for those poor souls who are not Nords. The Stormcloaks and the Thalmor deserve each other. Once we all fought the same common enemy, together, side by side. Ah, the enemy of my enemy.
is my friend.
You won't have any trouble from me. I can assure you Tullius will honor any forthcoming agreement. Your problem will be convincing Ulfric's Stormcloak. I hope Ingol can knock sense into his thick skull. We had better be going before any Stormcloaks arrive. Let's head back to camp.
By the gods. I don't even know what to say. Hold! Now cast! Hold! Now cast! Hold!
Hey. Hey. What is it? Before you go, Rigmor, I have one more thing for you. Like I said, I owe your father a debt of gratitude for my life. I would like you to have this.
Oh my. Cassius, it's beautiful.
It was my mother's. I want you to have it. Please, say you'll take it.
The stones are beautiful. What are they?
Black diamonds.
Black diamonds? I've never seen these before.
When the time comes, Rigmor, you will know what to do with them. What is it? Farewell, until next time.
Yeah. I think I'm good.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Oh my. Yeah, whatever. Dragonborn.
been a good friend to me. That means something.
And you thought I was just a pretty face.
Blessings of Mara upon you.
Need something?
Lady Mara bids you welcome to her benevolence.
Ah, my children. Well met. Khajiit hopes your travels were successful. This one has spoken to someone living out at Shorestone Mining Village. He has seen this diamond ridge we seek. It's high up on the border of Skyrim and High Rock. The journey there will be perilous, so be warned. This one has marked it on your map. Be careful, Dragonborn. He also mentioned it's closely guarded. Only that someone wants to keep this location a secret, for a reason. He doesn't know why. Make sure you take enough supplies with you. It's uncharted territory. Take good care of Rigmor. And if you do find Sigun there, be careful. Don't let her emotions get the better of her. Please be careful. Farewell.